Good evening from Bangladesh.
Hello, good evening, and thank you, Uddan TV and Toufiq Zohur,
Thank you, sir.
for your kind invitation.
Thank you, sir. Welcome to everyone who are watching this show. Today, our episode number is 225, and we are beginning a new episode. Our hearts are connected with the poets of 60 countries in the world by our program, The World of Poetry Recitations in Poet Voice. In the last 5 years, we have invited 500 to 524 numbers of global poets, and they have recited their best one poem in this platform. But we are thinking to do something different in our platform. So we started an exclusive program that is the interview program. And already we have passed in 8 numbers of program. Today our interview show number 9. But for the first time, we stand in the path of a historical moment because for the first time in our platform, we have invited such a beautiful, such a powerful poet, philosopher, and organizer from our neighbor country, that is India, Dr. Jernail Singh Anand sir. So we are very much happy today because he is with us. And now I am introducing to our honorable guest by this way. I am introducing one of the eminent poet, a philosopher, and organizer who is from India. He is Dr. Jernail Singh Anand. He is the Seneca Charter of Morava Franz Kafka and Maxim Gorky Award laureate with an opus of 180 books whose name adorns the poet rock in Serbia, is a towering literary figure whose work embodies a rare fusion of creativity, intellect, and moral vision. He is not just an Indian author but a global voice, challenging readers to confront the complexity of existence while offering hope through art and ethics. His legacy seems poised and endure as a beacon of conscience in a turbulent world. If Tagore is the Serenity of a colonial past, Anand is the fiery prophet of a chaotic present time. Anand's genius lies in the relentless ambitions and ethical depth. Anand may well be considered as the conscience of the 21st century, carving a unique niche among Indian English writers with a voice that resonates globally, which remain fairly in Indian. We are very much glad that our beloved poet, philosopher, and organizer, Dr. Jarnelis Anand sir, is present in our studio today. So I don't like to talk anymore. I'm just going to directly this program and asking honorable guest to first question, sir, why you write poetry?
Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction topic. Now, you want to know why I write poetry. I have no choice. It is an impulsion with me, and most of the time I am thinking of things in a poetic manner. I don't have to make any special effort. It is just a routine with me, and why I write. It is simply to satisfy my urge for expression and to connect with the forces above, which I call cosmic forces. Whatever we create has behind it a certain design, right? So I feel that I am being directed from some superior invisible forces, and that's why I have been able to write a voluminous, course of poetry. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your beautiful answer. We are just know now that why you are writing poetry. Sir, I am asking you the second question. What is the difference between poetry and prose, according to you?
Okay. So far as I think, poetry has its source in spontaneous overflow, as we say. We usually quote William Wordsworth, spontaneous overflow of powerful feeling, right? So poetry is a volcanic eruption, whereas prose, I think, is a matter of the mind. Moreover, while writing prose, you know what you are writing. You can divide it into paragraphs. You can divide it into titles. You give a title and write something. You give a paragraph and write something. This is prose. But in poetry, this is not possible. When you are writing a poem, you do not know what you will write. It is my personal experience that if we say I write a poetry on clouds, for me, this is a reverse process because you have a vague idea that you will write something. Then you start writing. Once you start writing, you do not know from where thoughts will start coming into your mind. Wherever you have visited, whatever you have thought, whatever you have read, all these things will come together and they will become a stream. And you will be writing something. With every line, you will get new ideas, new thoughts, and you will go on writing the poem. Ultimately, when you have finished with it, then you will have a look over it, what you have said, and then you can decide its title. So, this is how poetry and prose are entirely different genre.
Thank you, sir. We are just know about your thinking and by this way. And now, sir, I am asking one thing to you. You have considered the greatest poet among philosopher and greatest philosopher among poet. What makes your poetry great?
Okay. These lines that you are quoting are by a Serbian writer, Dr. Maya Herman Settle. And she wrote these lines about me around 2 or 3 years back. During these 3 years, there has been a lot of things going on. Um, I was invited to Serbia in Belgrade, and they gave me, they made me a member of the Serbian Writers Association. This is a very prestigious honorary membership because in India it was given only to Rabindranath Tagore 100 years back. He was also invited to Serbia. So my when I was given this, then they gave me their highest award also. This was the Charter of Murava. I can show you this one. If it is in their language, Serbian language, Charter of Murava. Right. This they gave me this, and then they put my name on the Poets Rock. There is a Poets Rock in Serbia on which major poets' names figure. There also my name figures. I went there also, and they gave me. very good reception and love. So, if you want to ask me what is great about it, uh, I judge it. I don't say it is great, but I judge it by the love, affection, understanding which I get from great scholars, from people like Italy. You know, in Italy, I have visited twice. And last year, I was invited by the Academy of Philosophical Arts and Sciences, right? They gave me one of their topmost awards, and it was Seneca Award. You can see here is the certificate which I am showing. This is Seneca Award which they gave me, and during this time again, within a month, I again went to. I was invited to Rome, and I was given Giants of Culture Award, and you see this. These are the medals which were given to me in Rome, and these are the certificates. This is the certificate of honors degree of doctorate which was given to me. So when I see people are loving my work, and recently, uh, you know, uh, I want to introduce your audience to these two books. You see, this is Apicacia, right? Apicacia Volume 1. You can have a look at it. It has 900 pages. And this is Volume 2. This also has 900 pages. In this book, Apicacia, there are 12 of my epics. I have revived the epic genre, and these 12 epics, in which has lustus also, and so many since I have been writing for the last 10 years. This book has been dedicated to Serbia and to Dr. Maya Herman, because these are the people who were the first in the world to recognize the merit of my poetry. And recently, what has surprised me is there is Dr. Maro from Rome. He is a former president of Academy of Arts Rome, a very highly accomplished scholar. He is in touch with me and he is writing a book on my poetry. And I want also to introduce your audience to this work. You see, the alternate universe. This is my 13th epic. 13th epic. So this is about AI. We are, every day talking about AI, artificial intelligence. This book says that artificial intelligence can be used for the welfare of human. There is a character, Raza, in this book who offers, who makes an offer to God that he can enhance humanity. He can make people better. He can make society better with AI. Just imagine, human people can give wrong judgments, can give wrong views, but a machine does not give any wrong idea. In our hospitals, we depend on machines and their readings. So AI cannot be always wrong for man, just as we started with science and technology. Every day we are using technology, and we cannot imagine life without mobile, without laptop. We are interacting with hundreds of people. This is because of technology. So technology is also dangerous, as electricity is dangerous. But it is dangerous only if we touch the live wire. In the same way, technology can also be very dangerous. And if we extend this same argument, AI can be very dangerous for mankind. But I have tried to, in this book of mine, I have tried to look at the positive aspects that it can do. It can, just remove crime from the society. I just give you an example. Raja says, Raja tells God that he will put a chip in the people. As soon, so long as men are doing good, they will not be disturbed. But as soon as a political leader or anybody thinks an evil thought, you know, what will happen? His mobile will stop working. This is the if because they are monitoring everybody, everything. So the mobile will stop working. When that person will try to run his car, it will say sorry. The car will not run, and at the same time, his uh, bank accounts will also be frozen. So this is how Karaza wants to check corruption, foul play in our society, and we also want a good society. And but the society that we are living in, it is not good at all, and we are paying a very heavy price for it. So if technology comes to our help, what is bad in it? So it is a just I don't say it is possible, but it is a dream. Um, it is a fantasy that technology may, I mean, AI may come to our help. And moreover, uh, I would like to say one more thing that we often think that we do this, we do that, free will and all that. Actually, things are that we are closely monitored, we are controlled by superior forces. All that we are doing, our science, our technology, everything, these are controlled by superhuman, superior forces. So AI, which we think can damage us, cannot damage us unless gods want it. It is the gods who want to create certain, do you think if we go to Mahabharata, there was Kamsa, there was Duryodhan, do you think they were created out of somewhere? These were the creations of God, and He destroyed them through Lord Krishna. So everything that is happening on this world, whether it is evil, whether it is good, we are its, we are also participants in it. We think we are very powerful, we think a lot, but how powerful we are, I just give you one example. Now, tell me, can you order your own birth? Can you choose that you will be born to this man? Can you choose this lady will be your mother? Can you choose when you will be born? Can you choose the color of your skin? Can you choose the place you will be born? Can you see yourself? No. So this is the extent of our power. We are very helpless people. Still, we have God has given us little bit of brain, which we should use for the good of society. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your great explanation about the technology and about your feelings about the philosophy. Sir, I just asked you the actual question from your answer. Do you think that the technology in 21st century, which is going on, like AI and others, the chat GPT or other things, is it brings good luck for the human, or it will be the great destroy for the human? What do you think, sir?
Okay.
About technology. You are telling
Now,
about technology. Just few
yeah,
times before.
I think I have already answered it. Uh, Whatever we are creating, it is being created for the good of mankind, right? Technology was created, and you see how technology has helped us. There are fridges, there are cars, there are aeroplanes. We are enjoying it. And even artificial intelligence, we are already enjoying. The only thing is when things go wrong. Right? I mean, our over dependence on them. I tell you, I was using Grok, and I just made a suggestion to Grok that I believe that artificial intelligence can take the place of prophets in future, because prophets tell us about the coming times. AI also can tell us everything. I just made a suggestion, and you know what Grok said? It's very eye-opening. Grok said, no doubt, he says, we have no intention to replace human beings. This is what we fear, that they should not replace us. They should not displace us. He said, we have no intention like that. And second, and we, if that happens, it will only be a manipulation by some perverted minds in humanity. And secondly, even said me one more thing, which really surprised me, that machine can be so impartial. It said that we are also run by some forces, and we can also be manipulated. So AI can be manipulated for the worst of mankind, right? But as human beings, if we have power, we should use our power here, and we should not let this go out of our hand. It cannot be a free force to do anything to humanity. That way, we can check it. Please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for your beautiful answer. Just I understand that what you are thinking in technology. Thank you, sir. And now I am asking you the another question: how many books you have written? Why you have written so much? And what are your future plans?
Thank you. How many books I have published? Um, it is the total number is 180, which includes poetry, fiction, non-fiction, philosophies, political theory, um, literary theory, and all these types of books, translations also. Um, Now you want to know what I want to do in future, or why I am writing. This is your good question. I told you in the beginning that why we choose a career. We think that we are very intelligent, and we can choose a career. No, we are here like characters in a drama with a cut out, script. We have very little space or scope where we can, you know, make our contribution, or do what we like. Very little space. Otherwise, our role is cut out. Whatever we are. Very soon, I felt that I am cut out for the role of a writer, and I started writing. My first book was published in 1985. From 1985 to 2005, you can see these are 40 years or so, and I'm still writing. Um most of the time, every day, you can see every day one or two poems. I will say I do not write; they come. I cannot stop, and I will read out a poem which came to me today itself. Do you wish me to read it just now? May I?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I just understand that you are writing every day and you have 180 books. Sir, now I am asking you the another question. Why you write epics? whereas the people nowadays are writing fiction.
Actually, if we remember, as students of English literature, epics were very popular in the times of kings and queens. I mean, 15th century, 16th century, when there were kings, 17th up to 17th century. So, epics were written during those times because we expect that they have very great characters, heroes, some king or some general or something like that, and very great action on a very large scale is taking place in the epics. Now you see, with the onset of the printing press, things became common, writing became common, common people started writing, and they also started writing, reading and writing both. So, in a way, there was a lot of democratization of the process of writing. Today, you can see so many poets are writing, so many people are writing, but very few people think of writing epics. One reason is that we don't find epical issues these days. Although I hold different view, I think that man's existence is in danger, and there can be no great epical issue than a man's existence being in danger. So, on in different books, I have taken various, in Geet there is Paradise Lost, then there is Dante's Divine Comedy, then there is Plague, there is Mahabharata. These are various books, epics I have written. And there was Lustus also. Lustus has three books. Lustus is a creation of my mind because it can be interesting for you if I say a few words about Lustus. You know, our world which we are passing through, this is a world of the corporate culture, corporate crime, corporate wealth. Everything is corporate. So I felt that Satan was a man of an old world, and he was a villain who was very gentle. He was afraid of God, and he when he tempted Eve, he became a servant. He never confronted her as Satan. So in a way, he was afraid of God. And um, but the time that we are passing now, we meet Satan in Paradise Lost, right? 400, 600 years back, right? But these are the times when we see, corporate crime. So naturally, a villain like Satan would not satisfy our senses. You just see the OTT, the films that are going on. In every film, we see, pathological characters who just cut their victims into pieces. This type of crime is going on. So we wanted a criminal like this. So I brought a young cousin of Satan. He was Lustus, and he was made the Prince of Darkness. And he is a ruthless person, like our world. He represents our world, all the base passions of our world, and you know what he wants. How can man be put into the clutches of devil? This is the purpose of devils. They want to attract everyone to hit themselves. So he thinks um, that a man should be emotionally disturbed. All the world should be emotionally disturbed. And how he disturbs them? He says, love is a stabilizing force. So keep away from love. You know, our world does not believe in love. So he wants make them marry people whom they do not know, whom they do not like. Let them marry people on the basis of so many other considerations, wealth, zameen, land, and all that. But it should not be because that will create sexual disturbances, sexual starvation among the people, and it will be easy to put them back into my, you folds. So this way, he is a very evil force. And if I just ask you to look at your outside and see how lust is, how true is lust is these days. All the people are emotionally disturbed these days. So this way, all these books are there. What you were asking, please repeat your question.
Sir, I just ask you about why you write epics,
Okay,
whereas people
okay.
nowadays are writing
So this
fiction.
is no. I was coming to that. Why I write epics. So what I am dealing with is existential questions. Um, Generally, these are the times of fiction when everybody is writing novels, short stories, and because this epics are in the form of epic poetry. Poetry is not in the good books of these times because I have seen some very great publishing houses. They do not entertain poetry books. They think there are no people who are reading poetry and it cannot be sold. So they discourage poets. Rather, they go for fiction. So fiction is the most prominent genre of modern times, and I don't feel like writing fiction. This is my personal constitution. I believe in writing poetry. That is my faith also. Thank
Thank you, sir. 225 numbers of episode are going on now, and today our program titled the Easter Poet Talk Show Part 9. And today our guest, honorable poet, philosopher, and the great organizer in this world, Dr. Jernail is Anand, sir. We are asking him question and he is giving us the answer. Thank you, sir, for your beautiful answer. And now this times the audience are waiting to hear uh, your poem by
you.
your
Okay.
own voice. So
Okay.
sir, I request you
I
to
will
please
read one or two poems.
two poems, sir, please.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
I will read the poem which I wrote today itself. Right?
Fantastic, sir. Thank you.
So the poem is The Walled City. The Walled City. You see, there are some cities around which there are walls, right? Big walls. And you must have heard Robert Frost's poem Mending Wall. Mending Wall, in which a person says it is good to have good fences because good fences make good neighbors also. So some ideas are about this. The world city, when things are too clear, when things are too clear, we tell our neglectful friend, read the writing on the wall. I hope you understand these lines. Read the writing on the wall. We tell a person, read the writing on the wall. But when we are too clever, when we are too clever, we want the wall to move her mile towards us to know the written text. Walls are often meant to divide homes and create divisions and set individuality and common good on a clash course. Individuality and common good on a clash course. A crazy poet once said, you know who is this crazy poet? A crazy poet once said, good walls make good neighbors. Mending walls is meant to maintain divisions and understandings. Divisions as well as understanding. Walls make up this universe. Everywhere you see walls. Walls make up this universe. Bodies are walled cities. Bodies are walled cities. How they look from inside and out. The poet perhaps did not look at the aspect of a wall which offers the writing on the wall. When we talk of walls, we also talk of writing on the wall. I maintain a respectable distance from the wall. I maintain a respectable distance from the wall, lest I should be looking at it and reading what I don't want to read. That is why I often contend that if the wall wants me to read what is written, it should walk over to me. I will not go to the wall. The wall should come to me. Then I will read whatever is written. After all, who wants a favor? It is she, the wall. Wall or no wall matters little to me. For me, these things don't matter. I hope it may be a little bit philosophical. It was. Second poem is God and Satan. I was talking about Satan. I was talking about lusters, and when we write epics, we are talking about evil mostly. Do you want the world to die? Do you want the world to die of a stale existence without any excitement? Good is a killer potion, said God. God said, you are talking of good. Good is a killer potion. Bring evil. Then God says, bring evil. Let both interact, good and evil. Let both interact and play the game of joy and pain. Sin, you are welcome. Come. Crime, you also come. My heaven has become a haven of boredom. If there is no crime, if there is no sin, it is boredom. Will you see a film in which there is no crime and there is no sin? Never. Adam and Eve have nothing to do. God is thinking that Adam and Eve have nothing to do except stay in each other's arms. They are loving all the day. There is nothing happening in Adam. There is nothing happening in Eden. Shall I die of boredom? God is asking. It is a boring thing. They are not doing anything except love. Call Satan. Then he says, bring Satan. Now, God tells Satan, Satan, tempt them to eat the forbidden fruit. Once evil is afoot, it will take the course it wills. This is a line which refers to Antony in Julius Caesar. Antony, when sets the people after conspirators, he says, the evil is afoot. Evil thou art afoot, take the course thou wilt, he says. So these lines are here. Evil is afoot. It will take its own course. Satan's act, sanctioned by God. You know Satan's act of tempting Eve. Satan's act, sanctioned by God, has kept demons and angels busy in a stage managed wrestling match. In a stage managed wrestling match. So, good and evil are busy in a wrestling match, but the point is that that match is fixed. It is a stage managed show. So thank you. These were the 2 points which I have shared. Topic.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your beautiful 2 poems, and we are getting some message from your poems. As a philosophical philosopher, your every poems there is a message, there is some philosophy. Really, we are enjoying your poem, but we have got some message from your poem. Thank you, sir. Sir, just I now ask you the another question about one thing that you are a great organizer in this world, and your organization name is International Academy of Ethics. Sir, I just ask you the question: what is the purpose behind establishing the International Academy of Ethics?
Thank you. It was established 3 years back. International Academy of Ethics. Actually, we wanted to establish a University of Ethics. So that is a very long drawn out dream. So we just went on with our institution, Academy of Ethics. Dr. Maya Harman is its vice president, and we have some other members also who are permanently. We have some distinguished scholars. We also confer fellowships on very distinguished people like vice chancellors or people who have done extraordinary work in their own field, whether it is education, social service, or whatever. So the idea is why we have submitted. Thing is that this world needs some people who can shake it, who can make it stop and think. We know we cannot do much. I mean, we cannot expect that we will do something very big, but being very practical and idealistic also, we believe that we can start the talk about ethics. When people meet us and when we talk to them, they start thinking about ethics. About ethics, I would like to say a very important thing is there are two things. One is that we are involved in doing good. This is ethics. Simple. Anything that your heart says do it, that your mind says do it, heart and mind together, it's good. So when we are doing good, we are ethical. But this is a question in our life: how many good acts we are doing? So from academy side, we have come up with a book in which we have put real stories of love, uh, compassion, and sacrifice. You know, our society, in our newspapers, you will find if somebody snatches your watch, right, or snatches your bag, there will be a huge cutout of the person, and there will be a big news. Now you see, such news have a very toxic value. All the newspapers are full of such news, and these news no doubt give us information, but they also spread negativity in the and you see, it is not that there are not people who are not doing good. There are so many people who think well and who do good to society, but if they want to be projected in the newspapers, they will have to pay for their advertisements or for even for the news. Nobody bothers about them. No channel bothers about them. Do something evil, they will come running to you. But if you are doing something good, nobody will bother about it. So we, as a society, we reject good things because recently I said in an interview that if the going is easy, if the going is easy, you may be going downhill if you don't face any problem in your life. If you are not sweating, then you look at yourself, you are going downwards. Because if you want to go up, if you want to do good, you will have to face stiff resistance. You will have to face difficulties. And if you are not facing difficulties, you are going down. It's very simple for now. So one thing is this: acting good is very difficult. But even then, there are people who are doing good. It is another thing that our society does not bother about them. The second thing is, this is also very important. Suppose you are not doing good to anybody, but you are talking about it. When we are saying रामचंद्र जी ने ऐसे कहा, when we say लॉर्ड कृष्णा ने अर्जुन को ऐसे कहा, तो किसी और गॉड ने ये कहा, इंद्र ने ये कहा, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट गुड थिंग्स. तो इससे भी एक अच्छा वातावरण जो है, गुड एम्बियंस इज क्रिएटेड. सो वी वांट गुड एम्बियंस इन आवर सोसाइटी. We want to talk about goodness, and we believe that A does not, A stands for apple, no doubt. We developed an alphabet, ethical alphabet, in which we say A stands for Almighty and E stands for neither elephant nor egg. It stands for ethics. In this way, we try to talk the people into this thing. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your brilliant answer. Really, it will be a significant for the future generation who will come to write and they will watch this interview show. Sir, we have to reach in the last stage of this interview show. And before we leave the studio, I have another two questions for you. One is, as a philosopher in our time, we are lucky. We are very much lucky that in our time we have got such a brilliant philosopher and a brilliant poet like Dr. Jernail Singh Anand sir is present in this era, and we are also lucky that sir every day is writing, and already he has published 180 books, and he has got some prestigious award from the different part of the world. Sir, uh, as a philosopher, as a poet, as a most important poet across the world. We can you give us some advice to the new writers who are just enter into this writing area? You know, I am telling about the young poet and poetess. Uh, have you any advice? What type? What they will do for starting writing? You just give some advice for the new poets.
Poetry, as I have told you already, it is, you cannot learn it. Personally, I think at least you can teach prose, you can teach fiction, but you cannot teach poetry to anyone. Moreover, what is happening these days is that people think that if you break a line into small parts, it becomes a poem, or what you see in poetry sometimes is that it is only verbal acrobatics, tumbling and tossing words here and there. And actually, a poem. Now, I give you an example. I once wrote a poem, and it was published in Tribune. I showed it to a very senior professor of a university. She read the poem. It was small, and you know what she said? This is what I would like to say to the people, to the young poets and everyone. She said, it has a soul. It has a soul. So poetry is soul stuff. Um, we should not think of making money out of poetry because it is a God's gift. There used to be some people in the past who were blessed by gurus or somebody, and if they put their hand on your shoulder, you would be cured, right? or they were blessed. You give anything to somebody, it will cure him. So they were blessed. Right? So if you start charging for this, your magic will go. So poetry is a magic which transforms our thought, our philosophy. So it has its connection directly with gods. This is one side of the situation. The other side is that every writer who starts writing very soon thinks that he should be published. Well, he should be published, no doubt. And he thinks that he will have some royalty also. And what happens is that I see so many people who are visiting shops, bookshops, and they are trying to sell their wares. Uh, I cannot fault them because this is the world of the hard sell. Unless you put your potatoes in it ready and show them to the mark to the people, and then make a loud noise, nobody will know that you have done something. But fortunately, this is the world of internet, social media, and we don't need that type of things. Even then, I think personally that I cannot say anything about fiction. So far as poetry is concerned, I believe that we cannot turn into salesmen. We are not salesmen. We are creators. I think there is a dividing line. If you write good, if you write well, things will be purchased. And I don't think we can make any fortune out of poetry, or it can be a bestseller. To make bestseller, so much of money is needed, so much of agents are needed, so many things are needed for that. Poets are generally very poor people, and poets are writing part time only. They are doing some job, and at home they write some. Most of the poets part time. There are very few are full time like me, because I am retired. When I started writing poetry, I was also a professor. Nobody can depend on poetry that it will give you a scare meal. No. So this is a very confused state in a world like this, where everything that sells, we want to do only those things that sell. Those who are writing poetry may not be able to sell their books because it is around 20 years back when I asked the head of the Department of English, Punjab University, Dr. N.K. Oberoi. He was writing a foreword for my book, and what was the title he gave? He said, "Where is the reader of poetry?" This was the title that he gave, and it is true even today. Poetry is a difficult thing. It is not read, and if we want to make the people read it, we have to bring it to their level. So that is, I think, self-defeating exercise. It cannot be taught. This is my belief. There are academies who are teaching poetry. They are simply teaching certain metaphors and all that. All right, let them do it. As a creator, I think poetry cannot be taught. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your great advice and also your description for the young poets. Sir, we have the last question for you, and 225 number of episode is going on around the globe. There are 13 countries, from 13 countries, and 27 number of groups are sharing this program. We are grateful to them, and across the world there are 300 people are watching at a time this interview, and we believe after recorded this program, when we put up in the YouTube channel, then another viewers will be watch this magnificent program. Sir, the last question for you, as a philosopher, as a organizer, as a eminent poet of the world, Can you please tell us what is the definition of poetry in your own thoughts?
I began with it. It is a spontaneous feeling which comes into your mind. It is not doctored, right? It is not calculated also. When we start calculating it, it becomes prose. I tell you how it happens to me. I think that can help. Suppose I am going for a walk, I see something, and I know that this is a poetic thought. I put it in the mobile, just line I write in the mobile, and while I am on the walk, I keep on thinking about it. Right? When I come back, most of the times I take the mobile and start writing. This today's the poem that I read today about walled city. This was also when I was going for a walk. Some idea, I don't know how he picked up this idea, and I came home and just wrote it down and wrote the poem and sent it to Grok and sent it to some other friends who elaborately commented on it for its various beauties and all that. So, poetry is in your inside, the outside stimuli touches it, and then it starts working. And moreover, how a poetic thought comes into your mind is these are fleeting, and this is very important what I'm saying now. Suppose you are going in a car, right? You're going in a car and you take your camera and click a scene from outside. Now you have the scene in your camera or in your mobile. My question is, can you click the same scene a second time? No. Do whatever you can. You bring the car back at the same position, click it again, but it will be different. It will not be the same. So this is how poetic thoughts come into your mind. There is a certain setting in your mind, in your thinking, in your outside. All these things come together to create a poetic moment. And if you catch it at that time, it's all right. If it is goes away, sometimes it goes forever. It doesn't because you will never escape. We say कि water which has passed from a place never comes back. In the same way, these ideas also never come again. So this is how poetry is unpredictable, and if you have a poetic constitution, poetic mind, then ideas come to you like poetry. For me, they are always moving around. Right? And when I start writing, they start coming to me. I never find any problem in writing. And moreover, Tawfiq, um, I don't believe in writing poetry for which you have to go to Google or to dictionary. You know which songs are sung the most, which are very simple statements. In the same way, your idea should be complex, very deep, but the words should be very simple. So that any student who can read English, maybe in 10th, maybe in graduation, maybe in MA, he should be able to pick up the meaning. Maybe he may not be able to dive deeper into it. At least he should be able to understand. So poetry um, should not be where I mean it should not force you to run to Google, to run to dictionary. I write simple poetry because I read somewhere in my early age, I read somewhere written that the classics have a very simple language. You don't need to burden yourself with heavy words, dictionaries, and all that. So, simple language is always best. We should try to be simple. It's because ultimate idea is that we are conveying our feelings, and our feelings can be conveyed in easy words also, rather than making them difficult. Moreover, one more thing I can say that generally people wish to write very typical, very difficult, abstract type of poetry. Okay, go on writing. But the thing is that if you write something and the reader fails to follow you, you have written some lines, you have written one stanza, then you have written second stanza. If the reader cannot reach the second stanza or its intent and he's, you know, working hard on it, this is also defeating the purpose of poetry. You must offer some idea that he should be able to slide to your second thought. And we should be pro reader or reader sympathetic to the reader so that we give him the idea that we are what we are saying. One more idea here comes. Generally, people believe that a poem is what a reader says. These are, in theory, these things are going on. Reader response theory. Everybody reads the poem, comes out with a different meaning, right? Um, up till now, when we say Lord Krishna said this in Gita, can we make other any other meaning from what he said? Every poet has something to say, and he uses his words in such a manner. I believe that we should use our words in poetry in such a way that they cannot be displaced from them, nor their meaning can be displaced. They should remain obedient to what we want to say. Let people try. Anyone should try. He's saying this. Let them try. But every poem has a meaning. Every poet has something to say. I believe in this thing. These theories, okay, it's all right. They are going on. Yes, please. So, Tawfiq,
Thank you, sir. Just we are hearing from the voice of the people who is the eminent poet in this world and who has already published 180 books, and every day he is writing, and he is a philosopher, he is a organizer, and world, the poetry world known him very well. He is Dr. Jernail Singh Anand sir. Today, we invited him and he has given us the time. We are making this program for the future people who will come to write. They will understand, they will watch, they will think about their writing, and they will take some lesson from this interview. We believe after 10 to 20 years later, the world is going on full technology. And on the time, this interview will be very valuable. Because of that, the Dr. Janal S. Anand sir is a philosopher, also a renowned poet in this world. And his every speech is like a very holy space, because the poetry he is working last 50, 60, 70 years, he is doing very well. And we are giving we are throwing some question to the general sir, but he has given us the answer as like a lyrical way. You know, the lyrical way is a very heart touchy things. When a poet leaks the write the lyrical things, that will be very touches in the heart, and they will never forget from their mind to this lyric. And journal is answers every speech is like a lyrical speech. And I am very much happy and very much well impressed that sir today has given us some speech. Every speech is already installed in my head, and I think the people who will watch this interview after this program, they will also get some knowledge, they will get some philosophy. And we are today, I understand that the poetry is not only a happy moment, poetry is also a philosophy, and poetry always gives us some message. Sir Janal is Anand sir uh, has to quoted some uh, speech from the Lord Krishna and also given us the message through by Lord Krishna. And we are really, we are understand today that poetry is a message. It's not only a
So,
fun things. Sir,
Tawfiq, may I
yes,
say a last word here? Okay.
yes, sir.
Um, when the word, word, when the word becomes flesh, human form, right? When the word becomes flesh and flesh becomes consciousness. When the word becomes flesh and flesh becomes consciousness, then the poet does not write. He reveals. The poet does not write. He reveals. So I believe in this that we are connected to the spirit forces and our words should be powerful enough to be prophetic. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your given speech, and we are really, we are happy, and we are very much rich today in our thinking thought. Thank you, sir. And if we can get any chance further in future, we will again invite Dr. Janal S. Anand sir to receive some knowledge from his own memory. If we get the chance, we never lost the chance. If we again the chance to Dr. S. Anand sir, if he give us some time, we will must be invite him again. Thank you, sir, for your valuable times you have to given us. The 225 number of episode is going on today. Our title was the Star Poet Talk Show Part 9, and our guest is today Dr. Jernail Singh Anand sir from India. Thank you, sir. The peoples are watching across the world now, 400 plus, and thank you very much. We will reach the last stage of this program, and finally, we leave this program. I just say one thing to Sir General S. Anand. Sir, have you any advice for us?
Okay, as writers, as people who love poetry, people who love fiction, people who love literature, I think we should continue our efforts for the benefit of mankind. We should not focus on our own success, our own, best selling, making money, and all that. Literature is always for the well being of humanity. In the way it helps you to keep on, that is another thing. But thinking that you are writing a best selling book, you are a best selling author, I think we should avoid these things. Nothing is best. Okay, we are just participants, and we should honor um, our calling as men of literature, as poets, and we should be in the service of Mother Earth who has created us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are leaving this studio with the great joy, great happiness, and achieve some knowledge from our honorable guest, Dr. Jarnal Singh Anand, sir. Thank you, sir. See you very soon.
Always.
And goodbye to everyone who are watching this show last 1 hours. Thank you very much. Stay blessed. God bless you. Stay healthy, stay well, and be careful because the COVID may come again. So stay carefully. Don't walk with the gathering place, and use the mask when you go to the very fulfilled public gathering place. Thank you very much. Good day and good night to everyone. Thank you, sir, for your joining today. Thank you.